Hi guys, welcome. Today we're going to go over how to use your latex ball for self-myofascial release. So we'll be using a 4-inch latex ball filled with air. It's nice and squishy. You can probably find this at your local myofascial release therapist's office, or there's a link in the comments on where you can order them online. We like these balls as opposed to a lacrosse ball or something more firm because it helps the tissue to really soften and release. If you're using something that's too firm, a lot of the time it will cause that bracing response and the body will tense up against it, and that's the opposite of what we want. So you can use this ball pretty much anywhere on your body. You can use it all the way up and down your spine, so between the shoulder blades, down by the low back, definitely on the gluteal area. You can also use it in the front, in the pectoral area. This is always a great way to open up the front of the body. And even on the abdomen, it's totally safe to use it. We just want to make sure that we're not putting the ball right in the middle of the abdomen. So a good rule of thumb is to be about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch away from the middle of your body. And that's just so we're not putting pressure on any sensitive structures. So go ahead and grab your ball, get your timer or your cell phone timer ready, and we'll get into it. So I'll be demonstrating how to use the ball on your glutes for today. If you have low back pain, please give this a try today on your glutes. Anytime we're having low back pain, it's always good to check in and see what our glutes are doing, how they're feeling. And a lot of the time, just laying on your ball on your glutes or your low back can really give you some relief. So that's what we'll be demonstrating today, but you can follow along and place the ball anywhere you like. If your upper body's bothering you a lot today, go ahead and put the ball between your shoulder blades. I'll talk you through the whole thing. So you can either be on your bed or on your carpeted floor. You can also lean against a wall if you're not feeling comfortable about getting up and down off the floor at this time. If you are on your bed, if your bed is too soft, you probably won't be feeling anything. And so if you're really feeling no sensation whatsoever, your bed might be a little too soft and you either want to lean against the wall, or you can put a yoga mat down on the floor, or even a blanket, and just go ahead and lay on top of that. So for our purposes today, I'm going to be treating my left glute. So anywhere, sometimes we'll find that the ball needs to be a little more lateral here, more towards the hip. Sometimes we'll find it feels good to put it right next to the sacrum. For most people, we aren't generally working directly on the sacrum with the ball right away. So give it a try first on a more lateral portion, whether it's right next to your sacrum or a little further over into the piriformis area. So go ahead and lie down or lean against your wall. And then we're just gonna roll away from the ball and go ahead and place it, if you're following along and working on your glutes as well, just go ahead and place it underneath the left hip on the gluteal area. And your glutes are your butt, if anyone's wondering. We're talking about your butt muscles. So once you get it under there, just go ahead and settle in. Go ahead and start your timer. I've got mine set for 5 minutes. And you might need to move the ball around a little bit. That's okay too. So once you have the ball underneath you, keep your knees bent and just shift your weight a little bit towards the ball. And as you're doing that, go ahead and close your eyes. Start taking some slow, deep breaths. Let yourself relax a little bit and focus on what you're feeling. So are you feeling a little tenderness where that ball is? If so, perfect, you're in a good spot. We're just gonna leave the ball there. So we're not rolling it around at all. We're letting the weight of our body settle over the ball and we're breathing. If you haven't found any sensitivity there, you might reach down with your hand and just move the ball laterally just a little bit. So a little bit off to the side of the body more, or you can just move it higher or lower on the glutes too. Sometimes we have to explore a little bit to find where we need the ball, but a lot of the time you'll find it pretty quickly. So once you find that tender spot, just leave the ball there. You can experiment with shifting your weight a little bit to find the right amount of pressure. So if your knees go away from the side that the ball is on, obviously that's going to be less pressure. If they tilt towards the ball, that's going to be more pressure. And this is a good time to talk about the appropriate amount of pressure. So a good rule of thumb with myofascial stretching is we really don't want to go past a 5 on a pain scale of 1 to 10. with 1 being very little sensation and 10 being excruciating pain. So what that means is that you're feeling some tenderness in the tissue, and that's alerting you that that's the area you need to be treating. But we're not pushing so hard that we're feeling our body tense up against the pressure. You know that feeling when you're stretching or using a ball where you're thinking, oh, I can't wait to get off of this thing, it hurts so much. That's too much. So even now, check in with your body. Am I tensing up against the pressure I'm feeling? If so, just lean the knees away from the ball just a little bit. Good. And can you feel the difference that makes? So you're still maintaining contact, but your body isn't resisting against what you're feeling. This is very important. So make sure you're always paying attention to what you're feeling, checking in with your entire body. Check in with your shoulders. What are they doing? What's your face and jaw doing? So by now you might have noticed that sensitivity you were originally feeling, it might be starting to dissipate a little bit. It might have felt like the ball deflated a little bit underneath you, or that the ball was able to sink into the tissue a little more. That is awesome. So once that ball sinks into the tissue a little more, you might notice that there's more sensitivity there too. That's okay. That means we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. So if time allows, just keep the ball there and keep breathing. Breathe, 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 and wait to feel a softening or a lengthening, or if that sensitivity is gone. Eventually, sometimes around that 3-minute mark, sometimes it can take quite a bit longer, you'll notice that you're not really feeling any new sensations and that it just feels like you're laying on a ball. That's a good time to go ahead and move on to the next spot. Now, some people find that they will continue to feel tenderness even after they can feel that their body is softened or released. Keep in mind that we developed these layers of myofascial restriction over many years. So our goal should definitely not be to try to resolve it all in one day. It doesn't work that way, and it wouldn't feel good anyways. So just be patient. We probably don't want to leave the ball in the same area for more than 7 minutes max, I would say, and then go ahead and move on to somewhere else. And most important is that you're not feeling any pain, that you're able to completely soften into what you're feeling, and that your body is totally relaxed. So just keep breathing. Notice what you're feeling. You're doing a great job. And sometimes you might find that you shift your weight towards the ball and it's a little too much. That's okay. Just shift it off just slightly. Keep taking those slow, deep breaths. Eyes should be closed. Noticing what you're feeling. You're doing a great job. So if you're using the ball on your glutes and you start to notice some discomfort, maybe in your mid-back or maybe in your upper back or in the other glute, that's your body communicating with you. We want to pay attention. There's our timer. I'm just going to turn that off. We want to pay attention to what we're feeling. Pain is how our body communicates with us, so it's just a signal that means that that area needs some attention too. Remember, again, none of these sensations should be so intense that you are tensing your body up or feeling like you need to run away from the sensation. So our 5 minutes is up. We're going to very slowly roll away from that ball. Good. So now you can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. You might find that you don't need to be in the exact same area on the other side, and that's totally fine. Remember, just roll around a little bit till you find that tender spot, and then leave the ball there for that 3 to 5 minutes. We're not just continuing to roll on the ball for the myofascial release purposes. Try to treat both sides whenever possible, and really allow yourself to explore when using the ball. This is one of the most versatile tools we have available. You can travel with it. Some people like to use it while they're sitting at their desk. They just pop it behind them and lean against it and get some nice releases in their thoracic back and up between the shoulder blades. It's a great thing to do at night while you're just relaxing with the family. So make sure you're making the time to do this every day, and you will see a major increase in your well-being, a major decrease in pain. And don't box yourself into only treating the glutes and the spaces between your shoulder blades. Really let yourself explore your whole back, and even the pectoral area and the abdominal area as well. Make sure that you get instruction on how to do those things from your myofascial release therapist, and always take your time, be gentle. Remember, less is more. Enjoy your time with yourself today and have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.